Hi guys, it's Amanda with Family Magic Weekly. It's been a little while since I brought you a craft vlog, so I'm really excited about this one. In the past I have found some great shops that sell mini ears, and as someone who has recently began to sew, I've accumulated quite the amount of scraps, and I was looking for a way to use them, and I came up with making my own. So I'm going to show you today how to make your own mini ears, and I'm going to help out with where you can find the items I used as well as the templates I used, and there are, if you ever look online, there are a million different tutorials and a million different ways you can make your own ears. These are my favorite, and I will tell you why. So to get started, you are going to need foam board. You are going to need your mouse ear templates. This one took a little research by me. I found this one is from Dixie Delights. She has a step-by-step guide of making your own ears. And I took a lot of what she said and turned it into a video. There's a couple things that I changed. But her template is really good. So Dixie Delights, look for her, and you can print her template out in a full page and just cut these out. So you got your foam board, your templates. You're going to want your fabric. I am using a cotton lycra. It works really well. You can use a woven, anything you can pick up from the store. If you use a woven, you're probably going to want to iron it so you don't have any wrinkles. You are going to want some trim, ribbon. I am using these little rhinestone deals, and I actually bought a thick spool and cut them with a rotary cutter. So we'll just did that to save money. You will need a knife to cut your foam board, a headband, which I'm going to use this one for this video, which I got at Joann's. It's a little more expensive, but for this pair that I used, and for most of the ones that I have done, these are $1 at Joann's. Not all Joann's carry them anymore, but it took me quite a bit of hunting. When I did find them, I found them where they sell the dress-up stuff for little kids. So, but they do fit. I have a pretty large head. They fit my head pretty well. So don't be intimidated by the fact that they sell them in the children's area. Also, you're going to need a bow, which you can easily make yourself. I didn't feel like doing that. I found these Celebrate head-to-toe bows at Michael's. When I went back to get some more at a different Michael's today, discovered not all Michael's carry these. Of course, why would they? They are not hair clips like a lot of the craft stores. They are just freestanding bows, which, and they're a little pricey, but I actually had 60% off coupons. So I bought a couple of them, and the cashier rang them up one by one so I could use the coupon on every one. So, but perfect for the ears. You will need, I use Craft Bond spray adhesive and a glue gun. Okay? Okay, so step one is you are going to want to trace 4 of your templates, 2 each, onto the foam board. Once that is all done, you're going to want to take your X-Acto knife, or in my case, I'm using a knife from my husband's toolbox, and you're going to want to cut out the ears. These ears are going to be covered, so they don't have to be beautiful. Okay, now we have our 4 pieces of foam board cut out. Now what we're going to want to do is use our foam board. You can either use your foam board or your templates again. And you are going to want to trace the fabric for the ears. Now you're going to want to go a little bigger so you have room to wrap. So I just do it on the back side. And depending on your fabric, you might want to be mindful of where your images are. Once you've traced 4 like that, you're going to want to cut them out. Okay, so I got a curly end of my fabric here. So now we have our 2 pieces of foam board and our 2 pieces of fabric. And the way you're going to want to get your fabric onto the foam board, I've found after some trial and error, the best way was with this craft bond. I did do it outside, and I got the extra strength just because I'm always worried about things falling apart. I did do it outside, but I don't think it needs to be done outside. More for cleanliness, because this is not just a craft table, it's also our side table. So I'm going to quick pop outside and spray. I spray the foam board and then lay this on, and kind of just, it sticks really quickly. And I'll be right back. Okay, so we've got our 4 ears with the fabric attached. It works really quickly, but not quick enough that you can't correct it if you want to change where your image laid. Now when you flip it over, you're going to want to maybe trim up some sides. Like I can already tell that that's going to fold over way too much. So I'm going to just touch up around the edges here. Yeah, if you work with cotton lycra, this is great for those curly edges, because once you glue it down, it fixes itself pretty easy. You don't need a press or an iron. So now what you're going to want to do is with your hot glue gun, you're going to want to sandwich your ears together and be mindful of where your images are. So I had it so they're going to be together. I don't have the best hot glue gun. It gets the job done though. And then you're going to do the same on this side. Okay. Now we're going to give that a little time to set. While those are setting, we're going to, well, if you bought a big spool like I did, cut it to be the width that you are going to want. This is going to end up around here. So your trim. If you don't want to do a glittery rhinestone trim, you can just do a solid ribbon. I wanted to stick with this because sometimes I don't like the effect that the hot glue will do to the ribbon. So that's why I went with these. All right. And like I said, I used, because I got a big thick spool, I just used an old rotary cutter to cut it to the size that I wanted. It just was really easy to do it that way. Now that these have set, what you're going to do is you're going to go around here with hot glue, and you are going to pin down your fabric. Okay, by the end of this step, I'm usually covered in hot glue, and my ears look like they're not going to look decent at all. This is how the edges usually end up looking. It's really kind of makes you think yay for trim. So if I get any like big bulges, I tend to just stick the tip of the hot glue gun to there to try to melt the glue and then reshape it. So what you're going to do is you are going to go back around the same way you did to put down the edges, and you're going to hot glue gun down your trim. Okay? And the part that is going to be glued to the headband, you are not going to want to put the trim on. Okay, and then we're just going to trim it there. I'm going to touch up any spots that I missed or gaps. And then I'm going to repeat with the other ear. Okay, so the end is in sight. We have our actual ears and they're both trimmed, as you can see. So now it's the actual making the ears. So I've got my headband. I'm just going to want to kind of see where I want to put these. With this one, I left about an inch, and that seemed to end up about pretty perfect. So I'll do the same here. And then you're just going to want to hot glue this edge put it right on the middle and just kind of hold it till it sets. Now, it seems that finding a good headband is becoming harder and harder. These seem to work perfectly if you can get the colors to coordinate with your headband. They sell them. I was able to find them in 2 different shades of pink, red, and then this really pretty blue, which they are working for a lot of the ears that I'm making. But in the case of needing black, I have to go with this satin. The covering or the wrap of your headband you have to be careful with. Make sure that it sticks well with hot glue. I actually bought a pair of ears from someone who was trying a new headband and it was all covered in glitter and the glue stuck to the glitter and not the headband. So I was walking around with one ear in Disney World. She was so fantastic as far as replacing my ears. And I got so many compliments on them. She was great, and I'll definitely order more from her because she's got some great fabrics that I don't have. I'm mainly doing these because I just happen to have these fabrics. So, and then I'm going to repeat that on the other side. Okay, so you're going to do that for about 20 to 30 seconds. Make sure that you've got it all how you want it. And then what you're going to want to do is you take your bow, like the one that I got from Michael's. You're going to want to put it, you can hot glue it right to your headband, right between your ears. So what I did with this was, the bow looks pretty great. I didn't like, this is my getting way too picky. I didn't like that this was sticking out the back. So I just trimmed it off of mine. Alright, and we're gonna hot glue right here. Don't be stingy. And then we're gonna, now probably why I don't have any pens in my house ever is I tend to use it to roll up the extra before it bunches. Now you could do, if you don't have a whole lot of scraps, you could do solids on the back. You could also, if you see with my Star Wars one, I did one character on this side and then I did Darth Vader on this side. I was thinking about getting another black bow and putting it on this side so that way they'd be totally reversible. Alright, so there we have our ears. Let me know what you think. Please let me know if you attempt it and how it turned out for you. Be sure to find us on Facebook if you haven't already, and follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want to hear, we've got some of our planning ready to go. We're just about a year out, and I think we've made our decisions on our resorts, so we should be talking about that shortly. All right. So here we go. Those are our ears. They are all done. The only thing I would mention is if you aren't immediately leaving for a trip, another good idea for a bow is you can get a really inexpensive set. I have a feeling that they come from China. The material of the bow looks more like these, like the headband of this. You can get a whole set for like $2, and with shipping it's like $7 for, I think it was like 10 or 12 bows. It does take a couple months for shipping though, like I said. So if you're not leaving tomorrow, definitely I think they look great on these headbands, and I plan to purchase some for our trip next year. So here they go. Let me know what you think. How did it work out for you? Let me see your ears. Post them on our Facebook page. We're at Family Magic Weekly. Find us on Twitter at Family Magic WKLY, and be sure to like and subscribe our video. Thanks for watching.